But what did Bashir say to Michael Jackson about this day at Neverland? Let's take a look at the footage that was captured by Michael's camera, documenting the interviews.
The problem is, you see, nobody actually comes here and sees it. But I was here yesterday, and I saw it, and it's nothing short of a spiritually kind thing.
He does it all the time.
I know, but I've told him. I know.
A lot of people see it, but
they never talk about it, and I've said this to him, and what I've wanted to convey is those two things. And what we've had the privilege of doing this week is not only talking about the musical genius, but about what we saw yesterday, which was incredible.
The woman you see has been Michael's makeup artist for over 20 years. After listening to the glowing praise Bashir had for Michael in this interview, she had a very hard time believing he could call Neverland a dangerous place for children.
I've never read about that. I didn't even...
It's so hard for me to imagine that Michael opened up the gates not only to Neverland, but to his heart, to Bashir. And I really thought that Bashir got it.
It's getting worse.
And like, he does, I mean, I can't tell you, I know with him, you never see anybody talk about that stuff.
That pep around a bit, so a bit.
But when Michael's talking, but when he's talking about the things that he's passionate about, it's obvious that it's in his eyes. This is what's in his heart.
People usually don't ask these questions of him.
That's it.
And if they do, they don't make it in the papers. They don't make it on the interviews. It's all the negative stuff.
Stupid rumors.
And they cut questions out, and they just like they make it. That's why he doesn't even do interviews anymore. They twist everything. From the moment I met him, I mean, I remember. How can people be so cruel? I read an article and I was crying, and he goes,
"It's disgusting." Well, we ain't doing that here.
As we told you before, Michael Jackson has no editorial control over the content of this program. What you see and hear is intended to be an unbiased presentation that allows you to draw your own conclusions.
Some years ago, you yourself were about to embark on a tour, and allegations were made about you and children. What about 1993? What happened? What was Michael Jackson doing?
Because they don't know me. They don't know me. All that was false. Complete innocent guy. I would never do it. I would slit my wrist if I would hurt a child.
He would never hurt a child. Never. It's not in him. No way. He would never do anything inappropriate with a child. It's the furthest thing from his mind. When those allegations came, in 93, I think it was devastated. I mean, talk about going for the jugular.
At every opportunity, the media has dissected and manipulated these allegations to reach their own conclusions. I ask all of you to wait and hear the truth before you label or condemn me.
I watched Michael after they accused him of that child molestation. But at first he was a little lonely and all, but he never stopped because he knew it wasn't the truth, and he never stopped loving children.
No, that's what I admire about him. He keeps going. He's not going to give up. And he's going to still give to all of us. I just know it. And Bashir's will come and go. You know? Michael will live forever.
Apparently there's some confusion with sleeping in beds. My favorite thing to do is to sit in bed and watch TV. If you're coming over, take your shoes off, get on the bed, or watch the TV.
Michael was never indicted. I said he was never charged. He was never anything. Now, they came in this house, right, and they tore this house apart. They went in my mother's safe. They went in, and they tore it up, and they went in my mother's high blood pressure pills, and they were looking at, I mean, just what were they looking for? They were trying to get some crap on Michael that was not true.
What hurts you most?
When they lie. The lies. They're complete lies. And it hurts. And it hurts me because I know there's children out there who has to hear that crap.
Why do people do that when all you have done is brought some of the most beautiful music most beautiful popular music that many of us have ever heard. Why do people want to judge you if all you've done is been an artist and brought wonderful music?
Because with success, people become jealous. It hurts to be misunderstood. No matter how much you try to put people on track, there will still be some judgment, things said that it's so far from the truth.
Following the broadcast, regardless of your opinion about the extent of Michael's plastic surgery, one fact is clear. Martin Bashir's TV special made only passing reference to one of the most noticeable differences in Michael's appearance. Bashir quoted people as saying that when Michael Jackson was a boy, he was a black kid. And now as an adult, he looks like a white man.
Which was a rumor. They said I was putting on cream to make myself lighter. That's not true. I have vitiligo.
You have a condition.
Vitiligo is a medical condition that Jackson claims has afflicted him for more than 20 years. This disfiguring skin disease affects nearly 2% of the world's population and strips all pigmentation from the skin. The result is not just pale, but porcelain white.
The beginnings of the vitiligo started happening relatively early. You know, he even was trying to hide it from me. He tried to hide it for quite a while. You know, he'd always try to cover with makeup and even out his skin tone and everything until it just got so extensive. I mean, it's all over his body. We were always trying to hide it and cover it for the longest time until he just had to tell Oprah and tell the world, listen, I'm not trying to be white. I have a skin disease.
The loss of pigment exposes vitiligo sufferers to great risk of skin cancer, requiring constant shade from the sun and thick makeup or sunblock to lessen the exposure.
You know, in the beginning, I tried to cover the light spots to the darkest part of his skin, but then it became so extensive that we had to go with the lighter part of the skin because his whole body was reacting. He'd have to be in complete, full body makeup every inch of his body. You know, so it was easier to make the transition to him being to the lighter shade that he is.
Eventually, when you talk and you say it like it really is, you just light up. That's what. It's about bringing out what you're about.
That whole special was, it was just an attempt to tear him apart, and he trusted Martin Bashir. They took this thing back to the studio and they took a lot of things out, and the way this thing was narrated, it was just not fair.
Why have you and I spent the last 30 years never hearing that? Why have I never?
Tell me, I'm always continuously.
They want to make you out to be crazy.
And then slowly he started bringing his own opinion into the picture. As a reporter, as a news, I like to see the truth, then I'll decide what my take would be on it.
Aren't that being honest, Turtle? You know me long enough.
Yeah.
I'm being completely
No, it's not just you though. You can see that.
Bashirs will come and go, you know? Michael will live forever in everybody's hearts.
Why? Just spoken to him and allowed him to speak.
If indeed this video, whatever it was that was shot, is supposed to be about Michael, then it will show him as a caring, loving, understanding father, person, human being. Because that's what he is.